What's up, Jags fans? Here we are, ready to go. Maybe not the most optimistic night to talk about the Jags, but we're here nonetheless because it's Tuesday night, and that's what we do. And before you guys get all sad and depressed on me, I got something for you. I know I solved the Jaguars' problems. I was watching the film, doing a little critical thinking, and I fixed the Jaguars. I one simple fix, and I can fix this whole team. I figured it out. I had a moment of enlightenment. It's going to blow you away. It's going to be the first thing I talk about. But before I get to that, I have to pump the social media. Follow the Twitter. Follow the Instagram. You guys in the chat here already. You're already subscribed to the YouTube channel, and you have the notification bell on because you're here already right when we start. We do live shows 9 p.m. Tuesdays and Fridays. We do live shows, which is way better. So we do live shows. Get in the chat. I try to get to all the comments. So this is a fan conversation, and I like to talk to the fans. All right, so I have some film loaded up from the Ravens game. It's kind of depressing. I ended up clipping more plays than I wanted to, so we might not get to all the ones that I clipped, but I have a bunch loaded up. I have the PFF loaded up we can look at if we want to. Something else I want to look at here. But first person in the chat was Robbie Santis. Says hi, and he says, finally the first one in the comments. I love it. I love it. I noticed the views on these live shows have gone down over the last couple of weeks, and not just my videos, but all other Jaguar YouTubers. I've noticed their videos have gone down in viewers. So I appreciate you guys being here because this can be a tough time to watch Jag stuff. But as I said to a lot of people, what else are we going to do? Not root for the Jags? I mean, if we rooted for the Jags through the 1-win seasons, the 2-win seasons, and the 3-win seasons, I think we'll be okay right now. I think we'll be okay. Okay, so I've solved the Jags problem. And I'm going to get to the comments, but I was super excited about this. All right, so let me just take you down my line of thinking and what happened here, okay? So I was watching this play here. All right, and I was like, dang, we were so close to this play busting big. Okay, so we have Trevor here in 11 gun personnel, right? Just one tight end, one back. He's in gun. Ravens are showing a pretty aggressive pre-snap alignment here. All right, so the Jags have a good play call here. They're going to throw a screen out to Agnew. All right, so they throw the screen out to Agnew. Good play here. We're good. We're good. We have Zay Jones on the outside. We have Evan Ingram on a one-on-one. We have Ezra Cleveland with a little seal block here. We have Walker Little getting out in space. Great play call. We're going good. This is it, boys. This is it. This is what we do right here. All right? Gets the ball, and he trips over his own feet. He slips. Watch this. Just falls. He just falls down. Just falls down in the gap. This should have gone at least for 3 or 4 more yards. Why is 3 or 4 more yards important? The next play, Brandon McManus misses a field goal. That's why it's important. All right. And I was like, come on, Agnew. You're really going to fall? Then I watched this play here. All right. Then we got again, we're at 11 gun, and we have Luke Farrell, who has been playing outstanding. And he's getting more and more snaps every week. He had the big post route in the middle of the field that he catches, what I have clipped. He's been playing great. All right, so why we drafted Brenton Strange when we had Luke Farrell in the hopper all this time, I don't know. Regardless, I know Shay's not happy about Trent Baalke here. Take a look here. All right, we get a little throw, another screen out to Parker Washington. All right, we should be able to get some yards, okay? So take a look at what happens. He catches the ball, and he just falls over. Now maybe he's avoiding a tackle. He's cutting with the wrong foot, right? Falls over. I'm like, why is everybody falling? And then I think about in the Florida Georgia game, Shamar James, one of the Gators' defensive players. I think he's an edge rusher or linebacker. He dislocates his kneecap in warm-up doing back and break drills. There's a big thing about the Jags field and all that stuff. Then my mind starts to think, what is going on here? What is going on here? So then I started to take a look at the schedule. Okay? We're going to start with the preseason. Okay, we're going to start with the preseason. All right? First preseason game, we win at the Cowboys. Okay? What kind of field is the Cowboys? Turf. Then we win in preseason at the Lions. What kind of field is the Lions? Turf. Then we win at home against the Dolphins, but this is the last preseason game. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't fit my narrative. Then we go on the road and we beat the Colts at Indianapolis. What do the Colts have? Turf. Then we play the Chiefs at home and we lose. What do we have at home? Grass. Okay. Then we play the Texans at home. Loss. What do we have? Grass. Okay. All right. So we'll keep this theme going here. We're going to scroll down a little bit. Next bunch of games. Then we go to Atlanta and we win. What is it? Or no, we play Atlanta at home and we win. Doesn't fit the narrative. Then we play the Bills and we win. And you might be thinking, oh, the Bills have grass. Hold not so fast, my friends. Lee Corso would say. This game was played at Tottenham Stadium. What does Tottenham Stadium have? Turf. Then we beat the Colts at home. Doesn't fit the narrative. Then we go beat the Saints at New Orleans. What does New Orleans have? Turf. Huh? Okay. We beat the Steelers. Yeah, grass. Doesn't fit the narrative. All right, 49ers at home. What do we have? Loss. What are we playing on? Grass. Okay. Things are getting a little weird here. All right. Then we beat the Titans at home. They sucked in this game. I mean, we lost to the Texans on grass. Then we beat the Texans on what? Turf. Okay. We play the Bengals. Loss on what? Grass. Then we play the Browns at Cleveland. Loss. What do the Browns have? Grass. We play the Ravens at home. What do we have? Grass. So the simple solution for this team is to put turf at home. And I know turf leads to injuries. I know all that. But if you think about it, this team is kind of built to be a fast, finesse, ball in space, speed type team. And we have a lot more success on turf than we do on grass. It just goes to show. I mean, the only wins we have on grass are against teams that are really, really bad. So I'm starting to think now the solution isn't to change the offensive line. The solution isn't to change the interior of the defensive line. It isn't to get a new GM. It isn't to get a receiver. It isn't to get edge depth. It's to buy some turf and put it in Everbank Stadium, and we'll play on turf from here on out. Do it this week. You can probably get it done. Fork out the money. You know, we go to the Bucks. That gives us a week. We come home to Carolina, and we play on turf. There's a solution. There's a solution right there, boys. Don't dismay. We have an easy solution right here. We just get turf. We play on turf. That's it. That's it right there. Now we're talking. Okay, the Falcons were at home, I believe. All right? So, yeah, I mean, I obviously say that tongue-in-cheek and in jest because all those things I mentioned we need to upgrade or fix. We still need to upgrade and fix. But it's just funny. Oh, thank you. Care Bear Sheriff's comment here about Urban kicking stuff. What did Urban Meyer implement here in the Miller Electric facility? What is the Miller Electric facility practice field? It's turf. There's our solution. It's that easy, boys. It's that easy. Give Trevor a little bit of bounce. You know, that's it. That's it right there. We fixed it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I fixed the Jags problems right there. All right, I'm gonna get to some of these comments. C Breacher's the first channel member in the comment. He says, "Yo, Robbie, yeah, Jason." Shay says, "Jason, I'm sad. December disaster. I'm sad. I didn't get to see Shay on the field on Sunday night. Was there no replays? I was very sad." Zachary Mellon says, "A tough week to be here." 100 miles per hour channel member says, "Today I will be Timmy. We are ass." Timmy will show up. Timmy will show up and tell us all he was right, and that's fine. It's fine with me. He was right. He was right for last week. Shay goes on to say, "All the problems are the same as last offseason, but the guy drafting still doesn't seem to think they are problems." Yeah. I mean, I saw, the Eagles losing 3 in a row makes me feel a little bit better. I don't know why. It just does. Nick Ludwig, channel member, says, "Can't wait for a very cheerful breakdown." Matthew Guidry says, "I'm ready to defend Trevor against anyone talking shit." 100 miles per hour says, "Looks like CJ is missing 2 weeks with a concussion. Maybe Trevor will miss 2 weeks and Balky will get fired and we'll miss the playoffs." I don't want to miss the playoffs. I get your silver lining, but I don't want to miss the playoffs. Even if we squeak in, man, this team can get hot, man. Like, we still have time to get hot and get momentum rolling. I'm not worried. Okay, I'm worried. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. We're still, tied for first in the division. We still, I think I saw a 60 or 75% chance to make the playoffs. Let's win out. Beating next week against the Bucs is going to be the biggest game of the next two, because I think we'll easily beat the Panthers and the Titans. But that's it, man. Don't give up, guys. Don't give up. Matthew Guidry's opening song is a banger, to be honest. That's brought to you by the band Stray and Anchors. It's a great band. Chris W. says, good teams don't leave anything on the field. I'm wondering. Jarrett Williams says, what's up, fellas? C. Breacher says, it felt like the game should have been closer than the final score. Yeah. Williams says, Jason, are you going to say we need a roof? We need turf. We need turf. That's what we need. We need turf on the field. Speed guys. You can't cover Calvin Ridley on turf. C. Breacher says, doesn't fit my narrative. Falcons game was Wembley Stadium, which I think is grass. We'll see about that. I'm not taking your word for it. Wembley Stadium, grass or turf? Turf! That does fit my narrative. That does fit my narrative, baby. Let's go. So the Falcons game, we also won on turf. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. I love it. Curse you, grass, says Isaiah Jones. How about Wimbledon? Yeah, grass or turf. 100 miles per hour says lost it. Okay, it's because the grass gave Balky allergies and he couldn't see the draft board very well when he was sneezing, so he picked the wrong players the last 2 years. You nailed it. Hashem says these are the real stats. That dude Evans is going to watch this later, but I offer my thoughts and prayers to the boys tonight during this rough patch. Go Jags. Thank you, that dude Evan. Thank you. Care Bear Sheriff. I'm starting to see why Urban was... Yeah, I got that one. Have turf for the playoff game. Perfect. The solution isn't to get a new GM. Balky must be paid. I was kind of kidding, Nick. I was kidding. All those things I mentioned, we got to fix. Obviously, the interior offensive line. Obviously, the interior defensive line. Although Devon Hamilton had a couple of good plays, and it kind of seems like he's getting back into form a little bit. We still need to upgrade interior D-line. Roy Robertson Harris has just been MI. Grass. I just looked it up. Not Wimbledon. Wimbledon is grass. That's tennis. Wembley is turf. That's where we played the game. DJM says, Jason's on. 100 miles per hour says, if Shea was on replay, the Ridley play was a touchdown. Yes, dude. Why didn't you run out there with your tablet? Stop the game. Be like the water boy that messed the game up. But you should have been like him. Same old Jag, says DJM. Jarrett says, I cringe every time somebody says finesse team in football. Just say they're soft. Well, I mean, I get it. But if your offensive line is more like playing space type players like we have, if your receivers are on the smaller, faster end, if your linebackers are on the smaller, faster end, if your D-line only has speed moves... They need to practice in their stadium, says Chris. Care Bear says, when we were healthy, we were winning. We can beat anybody at full strength, in my opinion. Here's Timmy Devil. He says, the season is over. I think Tampa Bay beats us bad. Somehow we lose to Carolina, and we beat the Titans. DJM says, I knew Minshew would make it hard for us to win the division. I know. I watched the Pat McAfee show today, and they had Shane Steichen on the show. And man, he's a hard guy to hate, man. He was gassing up Gardner Minshew. He's playing well. Michael Pittman's playing well. Hopefully he's not too injured. Hopefully he's okay. I missed Uncle Spanky's. Yeah, he says the Jags are stressing me out. Trust me, man. I'm right there with you. Brenneman says, Jason's on. Will we bus or fly to Tampa? We're going to drive. We're driving down to Tampa Christmas Eve. And we're going to cheer him on. That's what we're going to do. Hey, look, it's Timmy. Cooks in Washington is going to ball with more reps with Trevor. Elijah Cooks did nothing. Park Washington was okay. Nick Ludwig says Ridley was better in Atlanta on turf. Hunter Ross Power says, I love how Josh Allen called out Trevon for playing bad and said that the team isn't consistent. It's what people needed to hear after all, though we are still in first place talk. Besides tackling, which Trevon Walker has just struggled with tackling. This is a great segue to the PFF here. Take a look. I called out Rayshon Jenkins. Not called him out, but I said Rayshon Jenkins, I think, is due for a good game, and he had a good game. I'm not going to say I predicted it, but I predicted it. Josh Allen's always good. Ledbetter only played 25 snaps, but he graded out pretty well. Devin Lloyd, I don't think, played very well, 69.4. Graded out okay, but I don't think he was great. Darius Williams gave up a couple of big catches. Batu Kasi had one good play. Didn't even know Trey Herndon played. 7 snaps. Didn't even notice that. Roy Robertson Harris, again, I don't know why that always happens. Roy Robertson Harris kind of MIA. Shaq Quarterman played 2 snaps, goal line snaps. We won't count him. Clavon actually had a decent game. Antonio Johnson only getting 24 snaps, and he's playing well considering that all of our starters are down here. Gotsis, Muma, Aluakon had a bad game tackling. I don't know what happened to him the last couple weeks. He hasn't been able to tackle very well. Trevon Walker had a good game. He had the sack, but look at his tackling grade at 25.9. That's not good, man. And he had missed a lot of tackles. 4 snaps, Daniel Thomas, we don't care. I was gassing up Andrew Wingard. I wanted him to play more. He played more. He didn't play great. He was okay. They played kind of a weird type of defense, contained defense on Lamar Jackson, which is what you have to do. And there's some plays where Lamar Jackson just made a play. Like when Lamar Jackson gets outside I'll show you. When Lamar Jackson gets outside the pocket here, let's see here. This one right here. This is what I was talking about. So if we take a look at where the alignment is, you're going to see here. Josh Allen's going to push Chase. I don't like yellow on the film. He's going to push Chase on in here. And it's an interesting format here because now we're in what's called a wide 9. Okay? So a wide 9 is essentially where you have a 9 technique DN here. A 9 technique just means if you have an imaginary tight end outside of that shoulder. Okay? So a 9 technique. We have Josh Allen out here in a 9 technique, so that's why I call it a wide 9. Now, where you're weak in a wide 9 is obviously on the interior here. A lot of gaps here. This was an obvious passing down, so it's okay to do that in this situation. You have a nose tackle. And then Chazon's actually going to play a spy here. So the defensive play call is not bad, right? So Chazon's going to play a spy, fake blitz. He's going to sit back. He's going to mirror Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's just that guy, man. Chazon does a decent job here, and Lamar Jackson just finds the receiver. This is just Lamar Jackson being a very, very good football player. Okay? He does this against every team. So I actually don't get too too tough on them for that. Another play here where this is just Lamar Jackson being a dude. Okay, this is Lamar Jackson being a dude. They try to keep him inside the pocket. Smoot gets his hands on him and doesn't tackle him. Creates too much time. And we watched him do this in our film preview show on Friday night. We watched Lamar Jackson do this time and time again. He's going to do this. He's going to make these types of plays. You almost have to live with these plays. Now, you'd like to see Darius Williams or Andrew Wingard make a play on this pass, but was this Isaiah Likely? I think it was. Yeah, Isaiah Likely. He's a big guy. We don't have this big guy. They do. And, honestly, I'm okay with those types of plays. And you don't want them. They're not ideal. But, that's Lamar Jackson. He's an MVP candidate. So he's going to make those plays. It's the giving up 5 yards a carry or back-to-back 10-yard runs. It's those plays you can't do. These plays you can live with. Great athlete, great player. You can't let Baltimore run the ball down your throat. You can't let them drive the ball on the last drive of the game to seal it to go up by 3 scores at the end of the game. You can't do that stuff. You really can't. And that's really the biggest issue here. Is there anything else here? I have more, but that's it on Lamar here. Let's see here. Volkfang, channel member, what up, Volkfang, says, move every game to 1 p.m. Sunday as far from Jacksonville as it can get. I can't stand trying to watch the Jags on primetime and having to listen to the announcers fawn over other teams for 50 minutes. Well, luckily I could go to all the home games, so I don't hear that. I rewatch it on the All-22, which does not have the broadcast. Thank God. DJ M says, Clavon did well against Lamar. He did have. I think he had a good play here. Let me see if I can find it in the good folder. No, I didn't clip it. I thought you guys would think I'm too big of a homer clipping the Clayvon clip. Robert Adford says Walker was destroying tackles in game. I don't get it. He had a good game. I noticed that too about Walker. Dude can't tackle in open space. I know. 100 miles per hour says Lamar is a guy who you have to say he's going to get his and move on. And like a lot of teams have that. You know, like we talked about that with the 49ers. Like we knew Christian McCaffrey was going to get his. Some of these other good teams that we've played, they're going to get theirs. But you can still win regardless of that. And we aren't doing the other things right. We're not tackling well. We're not covering well. We're not blocking well. We're just not. He was holding Josh on that play. Sea Breacher says, are you going to the Tampa Bay game? Yes, I am, Sea Breacher. I am going. Shay says, when we know teams want to run, we can't stop it. When we need to run the ball and the other team knows it coming, we can't. That's the bottom line issue. Yeah. Yeah. Volkfang says, twice I have had to mute the broadcast and pull up the radio broadcast to listen to Baselli, Frangie, and Lageman. I like Baselli, Frangie, and Lageman. I do. All right, we're going to look at a couple of bad plays here. And I know I hate starting with the bad plays. You guys know that. We're just going to go in. We're not going to have any like theme here. We're just going to go in order of my bad plays. All right, so, and again, we always say this every week. This is no indictment of the player's character. They're all insane athletes, made the NFL. Congratulations. But at the end of the day, like they got to execute better. So this is just horrific from Anton Harrison. Absolutely horrific. Just watch him here. It's a toss, and I don't know if ETN gets too far outside, but like I don't know the play call. I don't know if it was designed to be like an outside toss, and Harrison just couldn't reach him, right? We call this a reach block. He's kind of trying to get out here. And I don't know if it's because the pre-snap alignment, it was too far outside. I don't know if ETN should have cut it up the middle. But Anton Harrison should have done a better job. This is one-on-one. I mean, you draft a guy in the first round. You're late in the season. You got to be able to make this block. You can't just let him eat ETN in the backfield. You can't. Just unacceptable. And going into this game, we talked about how this toss play to the edge was where the Ravens were weak. We saw a lot of teams being very successful getting to the edge on this run defense. The Ravens' run defense in general was not very good. Okay, here's the defense here. Again, just poor tackling here. The Ravens are in I formation. Toss play to us. Like, this is bad. And he's a fast guy. Like, I'll give him credit. But you can't. I think it's Devin Lloyd, or maybe it's a Luakon. A Luakon right here overruns the gap. You got to squeeze down here, man. You got to squeeze down. And maybe he's trying to turn it back inside because his help's to the inside. But surprise, you have no help on the inside. You have no help on the inside. That's bad defense right there. Monteric Brown. There's two guys that have been insane liabilities that we're starting right now. And again, I understand we're in the position where they're probably the two best guys we have on the depth chart, so they have to start. But Monteric Brown and Luke Fortner are killing us. They're absolutely killing us. And like I don't know what to say. I don't know what else to say. But like Buster Brown here, like this is just bad coverage right here, man. This is just bad coverage. I mean, I circled the wrong guy. My bad. Circled the wrong guy. I get my plays mixed up. Monteric Brown right here. Okay. They're in like a cover one. You know, maybe they have like because you know it looks like Dewey's playing one high. Darius Williams is kind of playing a cover three here, but he's manned up. You can tell they're manned up here. They probably are manned up here. Manned up here. So it's a man. These guys on the backside are probably playing like a little umbrella zone here. I don't know, but and he ends up dropping the ball here. But like this is just bad coverage. Allows an inside release and then gets beat to the outside. Luckily, they called it incomplete. We know this play. I'm not going to talk about it. Just going to play it. Like, I get that Trevor has fumbling issues. I get that. Again, another play where I'll live with this. Like, I know we were 0 for 3 in the red zone. I'll live with this. He's going to make mistakes. He's not perfect. We would love him to be perfect. This type of thing does kill us, but it's like, this isn't the main problem. Okay? There's so much problems to go around. I don't know. Volkfang says, you can condense the statement, Jason. We are not well. Washington State Jags fan. What a Washington State Jags fan. Chill member. Sick and sad. Looks like a sad face. Yeah, that sums it up, Washington State. That sums it up. Matthew Guidry says, the whole line needs to go. Volkfang says, so much bad O-line play this year, but ours has to be one of the worst. Absolute booty cheeks. I mean, it sucks because, like I said, I've said this before. We invested in the offensive line. We drafted Cam Robinson in the high second round pick. We re-signed him to a big deal. We drafted Barch. We signed Ezra Cleveland. We drafted Walker Little to play that left guard. So we invested a little bit there. We drafted Luke Fortner in the 3rd round. We signed a big deal to Brandon Sheriff. We drafted Anton Harrison in the 1st round. We thought we'd be, especially after the move for Ezra Cleveland, like when Cam Robinson was healthy, Walker Little was becoming healthy, Ezra Cleveland, Tyler Shatley's good depth, you have Fortner. Like, we went into this season, especially the trade deadline, thinking we were okay at offensive line. We invested a little bit, but they have just underperformed, man. And really, Luke Fortner has just been playing poorly. I don't know what his deal is. I committed last week to saying he needs to be benched. It took me a long time to get there because I always want to give players a chance to rebound and figure things out, to get with their coaches in the film room and to get with their individual periods and get things figured out. But Fortner needs to come off the field. And maybe not even forever. Maybe just like don't start him for a game or two and then bring him back and see if he plays any different. That happens at times. I was watching the game last night. Well, the Monday night game. I can't remember who it was. It was some obscure player. One of the coaches benched him for 2 series, brought him back out. The dude was playing amazing after that. Sometimes it takes you losing your job to change your perspective and to get your mind right for you to start executing. We're all humans, right? We're all humans. So you got to sit him, man. You just absolutely got to sit him for a bit. And again, I know Shatley's having to play now because we're having some up in the air, but I don't care, man. Fortner is such a liability on this team. He's literally, like, I don't think you can get worse at center. I don't think you can. I really don't. Fax Kellerman says, we can't run because Cam is out. Shay says, responding to 100 miles per hour, just saw your comment about the review. 100% thought it was a catch. When I handed the headset to the ref based on what New York said, the on-field guys disagreed. I like that. That's some inside information, right? That's why Shay's our top commenter. That's why Shay's the best. That's why Shay would do my job better than me. Isaiah Jones says, our run blocking is terrible. Robert Atzert says, at least he doesn't lead the league in false starts like Jawan Taylor. I guess that's a silver lining. Appreciate that. DJM says, McManus cost me my fantasy playoffs. That's a tough way to go out. That's a double whammy. What happened to Campbell? I think he had a hamstring. He's got a hamstring issue right now. Shatley needs to start. Sick of watching Fortner getting pushed back. Shay says, I wanted Osiris Torrance so bad coming into the draft. He's pushing guys 10 yards down the field. He's looking really good. I wanted him too. Shay and me talked about that in the offseason. We both wanted Osiris Torrance. Nick Ludwig says, the equipment manager's fault. Shay says, what was Trevor's best case there? Running was getting him nowhere. Yeah, I wasn't going to pick up the first down there. You're right. Dan Middlebrooks. Love you, Jason, but this week it's all Bucks, baby. Fire the cannons. Dan's a big Bucks fan, so he's a Jags fan too. He's a closet Jags fan. He wants to like the Jags. He wants to commit. I can see it in his eyes when I talk to him. He talks about the Bucks and he talks about Tampa Bay, but I can see it in his eyes. He wants to be a Jags fan, Dan. It's okay. You come over to the light. Come over to the light. I heard Ron DeSantis. I was listening to an interview with him the other day, and he's from Jacksonville. His wife's from Jacksonville. They asked him his favorite sports team. He said the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I said, come on, Ron. You have a house in Marsh Landing. Your wife's worked at the Jacksonville news station. And you're going to pick the Bucks? Didn't like that. Jaggernaut says, what's up, Jags United? Tough stretch for the team here. Next draft should be all linemen. Let's take a look at the run here. Let's look at the offensive grades for a second. So we have Jamal Agnew had a great game. Only played 10 snaps. He had the big catch and the touchdown, so that's obviously going to help his grades. That's how PFF works. I get it. That's why people don't like it. You got to take it in context. My boy Luke Farrell, 21 snaps. I'm telling you, man, he's playing more. Grades out good. Luke Farrell, if you go, we look at PFF every week. Even when he was getting like 4 snaps, and then 5 snaps, and then 6 snaps, and then 10 snaps, and then 12 snaps, he consistently was a top 5 graded out player. And I'm thinking to myself, man, why is this guy on the field more? So it looks like he's playing about a third of the snaps here now. And he's still grading out well. And we take Brenton Strange. Trevor Lawrence had the fumble, 2 fumbles. Still graded out pretty well. Again, he didn't play terrible. He's a good quarterback. And anyone who's going to talk about Trevor Lawrence, I won't hear it. I saw the Twitter thing with his stats and Daniel Jones' stats. And if you think for a second that Trevor Lawrence and Daniel Jones are on the same level, you might need to talk to a therapist if you think that genuinely. Zay Jones, not bad. Still only half the snaps, which is a little weird. ETN just did not get the ball enough, man. Just did not get the ball enough. I I have it on the ticker here. I think he only had like 10 carries or 12 carries, and I just not getting the ball enough. I like Calvin Ridley. He had a lot of clutch comeback routes and those out routes. I mean, I thought he played. He's a good receiver. He is, man. And again, it's all going to come down to what you can bring him back for. But he's not as bad as people are saying. And especially if you have a receiver like Kirk with him. I get it, he disappears at times, but I like Calvin Ridley. Ezra Cleveland's doing Ezra Cleveland things. Josh Peterson to get in the game for a snap. Look at that. Love to see it. Shatley, 1 snap. Bigsby, 1 snap. I think he had negative -1 yards. And this is where it gets bad, man. Blake Hance, 1 snap. Tim Jones, 22 snaps for Tim Jones. Evan Ingram, I don't know why he graded out so poorly. I thought he played okay. He is what he is. Jonas Johnson only got 2 carries. Anton played bad. Washington had the slip and didn't grade out well. Fortner graded out terrible. Walker Little graded out terrible. Brandon, 3 of your starting offensive linemen being your bottom 4 players. It's not good. It's not good at all. So, and if we take it a step further, bring in Anton Harrison, now we're talking 4 of the bottom 6. That's not good. If we look at the rushing direction, we only ran the ball 10 times with ETN. And it's we tried everywhere, like twice to the left edge, twice to the left guard, 1 in the middle, twice to the right guard, 1 to the right tackle, 1 outside on the right. We tried everywhere. I mean, a 3.1 is not terrible. It's not great. But the longest run was 7 yards, dude. I don't think I've ever seen a successful running attack where your longest run was 7 yards. Just isn't going to work, man. Isn't going to work. I'm a little backed up on comments here. I'm going to try to get to some of them here. Heat Nation says, what's up, United? Your film breakdowns help me calm down a lot from this team. Keep up the work. Thank you, Heat Nation. I appreciate that. I enjoyed doing this. I mean, this last 3 weeks have been tough. It's been hard because I look at these plays and they're just not good. And I'm just like, this team is. I tweeted this on Sunday. Tweeted this on Sunday night. It might have been late. It might have been after the game. It might have been after a long night of drowning my sorrows. This team's good on paper. but they're not playing well in real life. So if you're running any business, and this kind of goes back to, I know Shay's going to appreciate this point. If you're running any business and you look at like your assets and you look at your performance and you have good assets and you're not performing well, what do you go to? Like, what do you look at to change? If your assets are good, then you don't change your assets. So you look at your performance. Well, who's in charge of your performance? There's different levels, different managers, and then managers of managers. And then eventually you have to work your way up to the top to whose fault it is. That's the bottom line. If this channel had 0 viewers, I wouldn't blame YouTube. I wouldn't blame the YouTube algorithm. I wouldn't blame my computer setup. I wouldn't blame the microphone. I wouldn't blame any of, you know who I would blame? I'd blame myself. I'd blame myself. I'm over all of it. The Jags team, who are you going to blame? You got to blame the guy that's over it. You can't blame Shad Khan. He's not a day-to-day guy. So who's the next guy? Is it Mark Lamping, VP? I think he's more business. Who's the next guy? Trent Baalke. I think the buck stops there. And I know I talked about how the team's not doing bad record-wise. I mean, we're still in first place, kind of. We're still have more wins than we did at this point last year. The team's still promising. You look at power rankings, we're still top 10. You look at things like that. But, like, you kind of get a sense this team's not trending the right direction. So I'm not necessarily saying you make a change right now at GM. Oh, William Eblin, just subscribe. Thank you, William. I'm not saying you make a change right now. But what you do is you definitely evaluate top down. Because ultimately the buck stops with somebody. And I think the buck stops with Baalke. And yeah, maybe the play calling's not great. Maybe you've had injuries. Maybe guys that are supposed to be good aren't playing good. It's not Trent Baalke's fault that Trevor Lawrence fumbled the ball twice. It's not Trent Baalke's fault that Brandon McManus missed 2 field goals. But you have to have accountability. We talk about accountability on this channel probably every show. It's huge. You have to take accountability. And if we're really getting down to it, we're giving Trent Baalke, like let's just do a little mind experiment here. I know I'm missing out on comments here, and I'll get to them. If we do a little thought experiment, let's say hypothetically, Urban Meyer was the one who was the GM while he was here. I genuinely think Urban Meyer was GM when he was here. I know we had Baalke as GM by title. But I think when they brought Urban in, based on the amount of money they paid him, they gave him carte blanche over the whole team. Everything. GM, coach. I think that's the only way you would get him here. If we take out Urban Meyer's draft and then evaluate Baalke, he looks really bad because a lot of the good things about this team, we look at guys like Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, Tyson Campbell, Walker Little, Andre Sisco. That's Urban Meyer draft. So if we credit those to Urban Meyer and not Trent Baalke, now Trent Baalke looks not only bad, but almost incompetent. Beyond that. Again, just a thought experiment. Just a thought experiment. All right, I know I missed comments here. Just if I miss them, just type it again. Jaggernaut says, "What's up, United?" Not much. I'm an athletic director. We had boys and girls basketball games tonight. They both lost pretty bad. I'm having a little issue right now with my culture and my basketball program. Again, guess where the accountability goes? It goes on me. It goes on me. Okay, so we're gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it because it's my fault because I'm over it all. Okay. But besides that, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking, Jaggernaut. I appreciate it. He says, tough stretch for the team here. Next draft should be all linemen. I read that one already. Isaiah Jones says, nah, it's been occurring too frequently with the fumbles. Timmy Devil says, we have the most fumbling, bumbling quarterback ever. This guy cannot hold on to the damn ball. But what he can do is he can freaking throw a rope. All right, and he can throw a laser. So if he fumbles every once in a while, I'm okay with that because he makes throws that no other quarterback in the NFL can make. So I'm okay with it, Timmy. Shay says, also major jerk move by Belichick to snag Rourke off the practice squad the day before. I tweeted that, Shay. I tweeted that. I said, Belichick's such a jerk. He's got to have something against Doug Peterson because that was intentional. The day before we're going to elevate Nathan Rourke to the starting lineup, the Patriots sign him off our practice squad. Give me a break. Why didn't we do it earlier? Bulky again. Elevate him. Belichick's not going to go snag Tyler Lacey off the practice squad. So the second that happens, let's elevate Rourke and put Tyler Lacey back down on the practice squad. Zachary Mellon says, spin zone. Trevor is sucking so bad we'll get a discount on 10-year contract after he signs. He immediately starts his MVP campaign, and we have cap space. I don't think Trevor Lawrence could throw 4 interceptions for the next 3 games, and I think he still becomes one of the highest paid quarterback in the league. Atzert says, Cooper Hodges once healthy, looks like young Sheriff. Cooper Hodges? I hope so. Tough seeing a local guy go to the Patriots. Cam Robinson from Timmy Devil. Cam Robinson's not bad. Harrison is good. The middle of the line is the problem. Turbo Duran says, I hope the Jags beat the Bucs this weekend. Come on, Trevor. Beat Baker Mayfield. Mellon says, Fortner needs to come off forever. Hunter Ross Prowler says, who was it that we had at the beginning of the season that was a really good swing tackle that we had to pay injury compensation to? I don't know. Buccaneers streams are saying Bucs are going to win and give Jaguars their 4th loss. Well, I mean, yeah, of course they're going to say that. I mean, of course, Turbo, and we're going to say the Jags are going to win. That's how fans go. That's what we do. Tariq Woolen, says Isaiah Jones. That was the tackle. Hunter Miles per hour says, Poop Fortner needs to call it. Time for a CDL food handler's card. I don't even know. Pick up a broomstick or something. I don't care how smart Fortner is. He's not big enough. The deep trenches is the problem. Fortner hasn't shown a shred of anything. If the Jaguars lose to the Buccaneers, the Jaguars don't deserve to be in the playoffs. They probably won't be if they do. Patrick Long says, even though we suck again, I remember wishing for 8 wins in a season not that long ago. Yeah, and that's what I always come back to is that. Because again, I've been a fan since the beginning. I was 3 years old when the city announced the Jags. I was 5 years old at their first home game. I'm a first generation Jags fan. I've seen it all, man. And more bad than good. So I'm kind of with you, Pat. Dan Middlebrook says, DeSantis knows what's up. Fire the cannons, no closet Jags fans here. But I love it. It's been 47 minutes. I've shown no film. Let me show a little bit more film here. All right. This was Ravens touchdown. I mean, the Ravens were on like the 1 yard line. And they had like a holding or some sort of penalty, and it backed them up. And I was like, oh, heck yeah, we have a chance now. Like, now they're not on the goal line. We can stop them. The very next play. Like, what are we doing? This was just a vertical release from the wing tight end or the second tight end. I don't like that color. You guys know that. From a wing, just a little outside leveraged wing like release here. You have all these guys here, and none of them think like, oh, the only receiver out here might be running a vertical. This just goes back to reading your keys. We talk about this every week, man. We're having defensive issues here. You have 3 guys in this area. I don't blame Wingard here because he's reading 2 tight ends. They both run vertical. You can't blame Dewey. He has to take the guy closest to the quarterback. So Dewey's not in the wrong. How about Rayshon Jenkins? You can't reroute this guy to maybe to the inside where your help is, or Monteric Brown, the only guy you have to worry about when you see 4 not released vertical. Like, do something in this situation. He should be rerouted. Jenkins should be rerouting him. I don't care which way. Monteric Brown, your only threat is a vertical. I mean, I'm not going to break this down. This is just Trevor, just bad throw. I mean, I don't want to harp on it. It happens, but like, it's third down. Kind of hope he would hit this middle of the field. Yeah, at least this catcher at least put us in like go for it on fourth down territory, maybe field goal territory. It's just, it's the little things like that. Well, that's the bad. We do have some good though. How about the Agnew touchdown? How about this? I like this. We talked about in the preview show that the Ravens have a history of coverage busts. They had a lot of coverage busts. A little outside wheel fade release route. I'll take it. Longest touchdown pass of Trevor's career. I'll take that. Only touchdown of the game. I'll take that. That's it. I'll take that. Third quarter. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. It's 10-7. It's 10-7 with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. My boy Luke Farrell, the catch I was talking about. I can see him here in the wing right here. Great release. Trevor, good read. Middle of the field on cover 2. How about Rayshon Jenkins coming in with a sack right here? Great job. Good call, Caldwell. Defense played well. I mean, like I said, it was 10-7 in the third quarter. Not bad. Some of these comments here. Man, I'm really backed up. If I missed your comment, just type it again. I don't care. Just type it again. Nick Ludwig says, do you actually think Khan makes a change at GM? He, quote, didn't feel like, quote, searching for a new GM and kept bulky despite national and local pushback. If this team doesn't make the playoffs, I think they fire Trent Baalke. False starts, fumble, and I know. 100 miles per hour says, Doug literally called out Baalke and said we need to pass rush, and bro did nothing. Problem is, Doug is also not a good talent evaluator. I don't know if that's fair, because remember, he wanted to start Jalen Hurts, and the Eagles didn't. And that's one of the reasons, that and the whole Press Taylor situation. But, like, at least Doug identified that Jalen Hurts was the better quarterback. So then in that one cherry-picked instance, Doug was a good evaluator of talent. But you may be right overall. Timmy says you should not have brought Smoot back on an Achilles. You lowballed Calais, had people in the building that didn't sign them. You lowball a guy that performed in the system last year. Isaiah Jones says, I've been said that Urban had mostly to do with the 2021 draft. He knows talent since he's used to being in the college atmosphere. I do agree that Baalke is at his worst when it comes to drafting. I think Urban was responsible for that draft. I really do. Nick Ludwig says, do you actually... oh, no, I read that already. Timmy Devil says, you should not... I'm sorry. Robert Atwood says, if the O-line could hold up, Trevor wouldn't be fumbling. Well, that fumble we just watched was more Trevor just dropping the ball. And again, I'll live with that. I'll live with the Trevor fumbles. And I know they're annoying and he needs to be better, but I'll live with that. Because the dude's a quarterback, not a runner. And, like... it's everything else. It's everything else. I mean, the overthrow on the slant route, you can't have that on third down. Like, this play here. This is absolutely unexcusable. Going down the field, there's like 6 seconds left, 8 seconds left. You got a huge play from Zay Jones. We're all yelling. Like I go to the game with a lot of people. We watch the games together, me and my friends. You guys are messed up, man. You guys are absolutely messed up. I don't think Luke Fortner is donating to the Super Chats around here. Well played. Well played, whoever that was. Well played. Okay. So you go down the field and you have the clock's running, right? The ref's hands going. Everyone I'm with is yelling, spike the ball. I'm yelling, spike the ball. Okay. Why do you not spike the ball here? This is football 101. This is what's unexcusable right here. It's not the fumble. I'm okay with that. I get the play, and I think actually what happened is I watched this play a bunch of times trying to figure out what was going through Trevor's mind on this play. And I think what might have happened is the only logical explanation I have for this play is Parker Washington should have probably been lined up out here. And Zay Jones should have been lined up out here. I think this was a misalignment at the snap. Because you can see the way the play is designed and ran that Zay Jones doesn't even run a route. He runs a clear out route. He's trying to impede the defensive players. This play was designed to get Parker Washington the ball, and if he can't score, to get out of bounds. Watch it out here, okay? It's quick. He looks at it the whole way. And again, look at where he catches the ball. If they're shifted over like 3 yards, 1, 2, 3, Parker Washington catches this ball right here. And now he can get out of bounds if he can't score. And now this play makes sense because, yeah, you should have spiked it. But if you had this play ready in this type of situation and you want to try to catch the Ravens off guard, I get all that. I think this was an alignment mess up. And I could be wrong. Could have just been boneheaded. But I think if the alignment's better, because again, look, Zay Jones isn't running a route. Zay Jones is clearly just running a clear out route. He gets out of bounds. He lived to see another day. But that's not what happens. He gets tackled. And he's about an inch from landing out of bounds. And if you ask me, it looks like he probably landed out of bounds. I don't know. Maniac Slap says, Doug also said Fortner was playing okay. Dude's been ass whole season. That's true. Ben Perry says, oh my God, Luke, you're the GOAT, bro. We say nothing but good things about you here. Chris says, more tape. I'm sorry, Chris. Honestly, Chris, to be honest with you, I know like tape is my shtick. I almost didn't show any tape in this game. I was so devastated from our play that I almost didn't show any. I almost rolled into this with just me talking to you guys. But I sucked it up. I said, you know what? We're gonna clip some plays here. But I think this was. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say here. What's Balky's best career draft pick? Again, we don't know who picked in 2021. That's the thing. The whole Press Taylor is the full-time play caller screwed the Jags from the start. Yeah. Balky best pick ever is Trevor Lawrence. I don't know if that's who he picked. Throw it in the end zone, says Isaiah Jones. No, Luke Fortner, save your money. You're unemployed next year. I'm going to cry and throw up. Trevor is Urban's pick. This play was when I knew we were going to lose the game. Balky definitely wanted Will Center Fields. The one ball he decided to catch was that one. This is brutal to watch. Balky needs to go. Only 2 routes in the end zone on the play before the half. Botched coaching job. They call that, inbounds, but really was out. But then I think to myself, says Matthew Guidry, if we had Zach Wilson as quarterback and the feel better. That's a good point. All right, we got some more good plays here. Let's be happy. Let's go on a little Travon Walker thing here. How about this? Travon Walker sack. Okay. I mean, I thought Travon Walker had a pretty good game. I mean, despite having he's not even out of his stance, and the whole O-line's out. I mean, this is a late get off right here. Not normally a thing I'm not happy about. Regardless of the late breakout of your stance, he still gets the sack. One of the few times he actually tackled Lamar Jackson to the ground instead of just touching him and him escaping. Not bad. These are two back-to-back plays, okay? So Travon Walker out here in the 9 tech. He's on the weak side of the field, just basically meaning that even though the field is to the right, they have 2 tight ends, which is a fullback. So he's on the weak side here. Out here in the 9 tech. I like this effort here. This is more about effort. So this is like Lamar knows he has blocking over here. Travon Walker's the only guy that's pursuing. Good job. And I know Lamar still gets yards here, but this is what you have to do against Lamar Jackson. This is what they needed to do all game, and he does a good job pursuing the backside. That's why you draft him. Good athleticism. The very next play, he's in the same spot. Okay. More of a 7 tech here, maybe. Again, very good effort here. You're going to see. Doesn't give up on the play. That's it. I mean, those are back-to-back plays that Travon Walker made. Good job. Good athleticism. Great job. So he can do it. He can do it. Josh Allen here, from edge rushers here. I mean, the chat's kind of in the way, but I'm not moving it. I don't care. He's over here on the edge, outside of the tight end. Nice bull rush. Forces the intentional grounding. Should have been a sack, but we'll take the intentional grounding. Loss of a down and -10. So we're good with that. Again, great job there. Put him on turf, and maybe we'll have something here. How about Devon Hamilton? Didn't get to see a lot of great play. He's going to take some time. He's going to take some time to get back into form. He had a pretty serious injury with the infection and all that. Like, that's tough. That really is tough for him. But we kind of see why they extended him here on this play. Okay? Does a good job here. Holds his block up. Tackle the line of scrimmage. Does his job. Engages in the block. Keeps his eyes in the backfield. Just realizes the running back's bouncing into the outside. Or it's Lamar. Realizes Lamar's bouncing to the outside. Makes a tackle. Nice job, D-Ham. We'll take that. Zay Jones. This is the play that led to the bad play where we didn't spike the ball. Bottom of your screen. Great catch. Great throw. Great catch. Yeah, I'll take that all day. I'll take that all freaking day. At least Tank and Strange are contributing. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. Do you think Cooper Hodges gets back this year? Joanna, I hope so, man. Like, we need help on the offensive line. They obviously did not do a good job adding to the depth. I know we've had injuries. I get that, man. We've had injuries, and it's not fun. But you look around the NFL, and a lot of other teams have had injuries. Listen, we have a chance this week to bounce back against Tampa. Let's go on the road. We play better on the road. And I think it's grass. It's not turf, but it's grass. So I think we'll have a chance there. But at the end of the day, we just got to execute. We got to make the right throws. We have to read our keys. We aren't going to be able to win the battle in the trenches. We aren't. Not until Devon Hamilton starts to get a little bit healthier. Not until Cam Robinson can come back, hopefully. Not until these things happen. But we can still win. We just have to execute everything else. It's harder. It's a tougher slate. But we just have to execute everything else, and we're just not doing it right now. And it's sad. But I think we can do it. All right, that's going to wrap it up for me tonight, boys. I appreciate it. I've been getting kind of, and maybe because the Jags are losing. Maybe, but I've been getting kind of like, I've had the itch to do some more streaming, and I'm kind of tired of talking about the Jags. And we're getting close to the off season. You guys know me. That's when I get into my weird little streams that I do where I talk about like politics, and I know that's not for everybody, but I'm getting kind of bored with talking about sports, and I'm not going to stop talking about sports, but I kind of want to like do some more things. So I think I'm going to try to, like, in December and January, formulate a plan for what I want to do. And then in February, do some more stuff. like do some more streams and things like that. So I'll let you know what that is. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but it's going to be something like that. So that's going to be it for me tonight. Be on the lookout. If you have any ideas of what we can do, like we can talk about like other sports, we can talk about other teams, we can talk about other things. I don't know, but I had the itch to like kind of talk about other things. So I'm gonna formulate a plan, and I'm gonna do it. So thank you guys for being here. What time? I'll jump. I'm gonna jump on Twitch. I said this last time, but I am gonna jump on Twitch after this. So Twitch is in the video description. If you're that type of thing, I'm gonna be kind of messing around with some stuff. Philosophy stream incoming. It might be. You guys know me. You guys, I'll do all kinds of stuff. Brennan, yeah, I think I am streaming after this. Logan Sanders says, first stream I've been able to catch was at the game. Love your content, man. Dude, hell yeah, Logan. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Thank you, everyone that was here. Channel members especially. Shay, 100 miles per hour. Sea Breacher. The random Luke Fortner super chat. Volk Fang was here. Washington State Jags fan was here. Nick Ludwig was here. You guys know. You guys are great commenters. And all the other commenters that were here, I really appreciate it. You guys keep this 100 miles per hour. Can't leave you out. You guys keep this show going. I really, really appreciate you guys being here. I love you guys, seriously. I love the Jags. We're going to root for the Jags no matter what. The Jags could lose out. The Jags could win one game in the whole season, and we're still going to talk Jags. Appreciate y'all being here. Love, love, love you guys. Tell a Jags fan about the stream if you want to. If not, that's fine with me too. Take it easy. I'll see you later. And as always, go Jags. Arm skip. I saw you, arm skip. Arm skip. Chum ever made it. Late but never. See you guys later. Go Jags.